Hello, this video is specifically for a teacher friend who asked for some tidbits on traveling to Switzerland. First up is your phone. You said you have an iPhone with AT&T. I wish you could get you to switch to Android, T-Mobile, but I have a feeling you won't. After looking at all the options, your best one is to pay the 10 bucks a day. Make sure you get that set up before you depart. That's robbery, but that's your best option. Okay, so here's the heart of it. You're going to want to get the SBB app, and it's just SBB. The CFF FSS is just in French and Swiss, and it's Swiss is German, Italian. So get your account set up right away, and you can start browsing. So set up your account, get ready to have your credit card online attached to your account so you can buy tickets on the fly if need be. So when you log in, you're going to be on this page right here, and it's going to have a from to with the dates down below. So you can go down below right here and type in the dates you want. I already did that. I put in let's see, I put in July 10th, but I actually think you're leaving on the 11th. Now, you have options. Point to point is pretty flexible. It means you bought a ticket from one point to another on that specific day. You can actually get off the train and have lunch somewhere and then continue on your journey. The Super Saver ticket is something that I've done, especially in Germany. And just be careful on that because you don't want to miss the train. You don't want to. It would suck. So you can make reservations on here. Only once, when I went from Cologne to Zurich on my last trip, I made reservations, which was a good thing. But I don't know about Swiss in high season. Just talk to the SBB office when you get there and say, hey, do I need to? Odds are you won't have to. It could be a wasted $5. So here's the other options. Instead of buying point to point or Super Saver, you got the Swiss half fare, and we'll look at the Swiss pass in a second. Swiss half fare is something I used in Germany with the Bahn card, and it can save you a lot of money and pays for itself pretty darn quick, actually. It's only for, tourists. The Swiss nationals have their own program. So make sure you read which one you're getting before you buy on the SBB site. And it's 120, so Swiss francs is $1.10 right now. So just add 10%. So add 12 bucks to that. So $132. The Swiss travel pass is what I used last time I went to Switzerland. And I liked it. It was probably a little bit of overkill. It paid for itself. It did, because I got discounts on the gondolas and some other things. And when you buy first class, you're going to see a bit more than what they're advertising there. So I think you said 8 days, which looking at your itinerary, that pretty much covers it. So go over there, click first class, and you're going to pay $697, add 10% to that. So add $70 to that. It's a little over $750 for you. If you did Super Saver fares and got the half fare car, you would save money. So, but you are going to be paying on the gondolas and so on. But on your itinerary, I noticed that you're going to Interlaken and doing a lot of day trips. So a couple of trips back and forth between Grindelwald, Lauterbrunnen, a couple of gondola rides, maybe the cog train. I don't know if you get the discount on the cog train. I'd have to look that up. It'll be close. So think carefully on that. Do the math, and you'll be fine. Okay. Now, you said you were staying at the Holiday Inn up on arrival. You get in at about 11 o'clock in the morning, typically. Get out of the hotel by noon. So you're going to want to be able to drop your bags off so you can go explore in the city or whatever. First thing you want to do is make sure you have Google Maps. And then you got to decide, are you going to get to the hotel by taxi or Bolt, or by the trams and buses? Now, you want to actually plan your hotels based upon that decision. If taxis and Bolt are your plan, then don't worry about where the hotels are. If you're carrying big luggage, and I just had a small carry-on, and my son had his backpack, army backpack, and we're pretty mobile. Carrying a big suitcase when you have to walk a bit, it's going to be a pain. So I picked the Hilton on the way in because I used points, but I picked the Ibis on the way out. And I picked the Ibis because it's super easy. You just walk out of the airport, go across the street to the tram. I think we caught number 10 or 12 tram. And it was 2 stops right in front of the hotel. And we're at the Ibis. The Hilton was a little bit more work to get to. But definitely pick your hotels if you're going to use public transportation based upon how much walking you're going to have to do. If you did the Holiday Inn, you're walking a good bit because the tram doesn't let you off right by the hotel. So it's your call on that. Also, all the hotels I stayed at, they hold your bags for you while you go explore because we're always showing up early. So once you get into the Zurich, I would check in with SBB if you got a travel pass. Sometimes they have specials and you can get that difference refunded or a day added or whatever. So when you fly in, just check with them. I was going to talk about currency real quick. Leave with some euros and Swiss francs before you depart. Don't change there. They charge a fee and it's not horrible. Use the ATMs. My bank reimburses me for that, but I don't know if yours does. But you're going to want to have some cash, and how much is going to be up to you. But yeah, if you're using Bolt, there's going to be local vendors, street vendors and stuff like that are going to use cash. There is a couple places. I think we used about $200 worth of Swiss francs. And the day before we left, we used the extra 10 or 15 that we had left over at the airport, just buying something. You're not going to have any problem getting around. Everybody speaks English all throughout Europe for the most part. Well, we had a problem in Lithuania where it was just Russian for a little bit in one small part. And when you arrive, you got to decide if you're still on your Swiss pass that day or you're going to do a city ticket. We got a city ticket, 24-hour city ticket, because it wasn't worth using up a day for that. So these kiosks, you just key in English and it'll guide you right through it. Make sure that you use local currency when you select to pay. Pay in Swiss francs. Your bank will convert it on your card. I got the 24-hour city ticket because it got me back to the airport the next day. And that's where we catch the trains and so on. Let's see. If you go... Now, the Holiday Inn, it's going to be in the main city zone, so I'm pretty sure you're not going to be too far out. Then you just walk across the street and hop on the tram. It'll be listed. There's only about 3 or 4 platforms for you to choose from, and it'll clearly state what direction you're going into and everything. Your Google Map app will tell you the exact tram and which one is next, as well as the electronic board at the tram stations. Most tram stations will have that. When you get to your hotel destination, take a picture of your schedule outside so you know when you probably need to catch the next tram back to the train station. You don't want to, if you're timing it tight, you probably want to take the one prior to the one that you actually would use. And if you look out to the right there's the tram stations. It's pretty easy. It's super easy. Trains in Europe are awesome. You're not going to have any issues. you'll be told what platform. Your app will tell you exactly where it is, if the train's on time, everything else. And you just head to your platform and you look up at the board and it'll tell you, well, there's the train. So look at this. At the bottom, you see an arrow. That's the front of the train when it leaves. So you have your 3 first class cars. If you made reservations, it'll tell you which car you're in, and then when you get in the car, you'll find your seat. So your first 3 are up the front, so you want to be standing a little bit past B on the A side if the train's not there already. And then all those are second class. Now, first class, you can always sit in second class. It's not a big deal, but why would you? Yeah, you don't want to do that. The second class gets full. I mean, it gets crazy there and pretty loud sometimes. So here's an example where you have a choice between getting the first class on B portion or the D portion. I would recommend the D portion. That's going to be furthest away, and it's probably going to be less crowded. Now, one tidbit is if you have those big bags, you're going to want to get on the train before most other people. Normally, you don't have to arrive. I've arrived 30 seconds before departure because of transfers. And 5 minutes is plenty of time to be early. But here's the problem. Here's a typical first class. And if you have big suitcases and the seats are full, you're going to have to put your bags on either end. And it's first come, first serve on that. So sometimes people have had to go to a different car to put their bags on. Second class, I've ridden in second class in Poland, but never in anywhere else because the train only had second class cars. And that's probably even worse for baggage. Alrighty, you're going to find it actually pretty darn easy. You're not going to have any issues. And people are super helpful. You have any questions, it's going to be easy. Alrighty, I'll leave you with this my favorite section. I put this in my Moritz video, but love this train ride. Okie dokie, take care.
Tra poco percorreremo il famoso viadotto elicoidale di Brusio, sul quale gireremo in un'ampia curva come nelle gallerie elicoidali. Lungo il tracciato del viadotto è possibile ammirare formazioni rocciose tondeggianti simili ai igloo, che in passato servivano per conservare vino e formaggio.
In Kürze fahren wir über den berühmten Kreisviadukt von Brusio. Über ihn drehen wir, ähnlich wie in den Kehrtunnel, eine Schleife. Entlang der Kehrschleife sind runde, Iglu-ähnliche Steinhaufen zu sehen, welche früher als Speicher für Wein und Käse dienten.
In a few minutes we will be crossing a famous circular viaduct in Brusio. Like the spiral tunnels after Berlin, this construction again makes a loop to lose or gain height. The igloo-like stone mounds below were once used for storing wine and cheese.
Brusio, fermata su richiesta.
Brusio, halt auf Verlangen. Brusio, request stop.